everyone, and welcome to another Therapy Tuesdays. Today's topic is going to be tips on how to alleviate a bad mood. So please stay tuned. So I'm sure we've all been familiar with having those days where you feel like you've woken up on the wrong side of the bed or everything is against you during your day. And there are those days when you're just very irritable and you want to lash out at people who probably don't deserve the anger directed at them. And although you're well aware of having a bad mood, you don't know how to alleviate. You don't know how to settle it out and to let it go. So today we're going to discuss how to let it go and how to alleviate that stress of that bad mood in a healthy and an acceptable manner. These tips that I'm going to share with you were discussed by Joyce Marta, who is a blogger on Psych Central. So one of the first tips that she discussed was not to fight it, to acknowledge that you are in a bad mood and accept it for what it is. Because if you try to fight it, you may actually make things significantly worse for you and the persons that are in your environment. Another tip is looking at the lesson to be learned. What was the cause of this bad mood? Is there a positive or an advantage that comes out of this bad mood? What can I learn from it? For example, a bad mood may come out of having high expectations of one person and being disappointed when these high expectations are not met. And the lesson to be learned is that we should not put expectations on others because we have no control over how other persons react. Another tip is to embrace it. Sometimes anger can actually cause empowerment, and you can be so determined to get things done out of anger that this negative mood creates an advantage for you to get things done. So embrace the moods and own it. Another tip is to understand that these feelings are natural and normal responses to nature and nurture situations, and that our emotional responses now may actually be linked to past experiences that we may have had. Another tip when trying to alleviate a bad mood is to understand that you are only human and give yourself a break. You are not perfect. Another tip is to pay attention to the way that you're thinking. You can always have negative thoughts, but you don't have to listen to them. Miss Marta said that you can look for anything good because gratitude promotes positivity. Another suggestion is to take a pause. Give yourself that mental break that you need. If you're at work, take a few quiet moments to yourself. If you're at home, stay in your room and relax. Another tip is to practice self-care. You know exactly what you need to alleviate this bad mood, whether it's a cup of coffee, a long nap, a bubble bath, maybe some time with a loved one that usually calms you. Promote self-care always. Know that you are not your anger. Your anger may be a part of you, but it is just a small part of you, and you have control over every element of it. And a saying to remember is, I control my body and mind. My body and mind does not control me. And lastly, remember that this too shall pass. Every bad mood that comes will eventually fade once you take care of yourself and practice healthy tips to express your anger in an acceptable manner and change your emotions to positive ones. Focus on always being positive. Even if the situation is dire and you're in a terrible mood and you cannot find the good, look for it. Find it. There is always a light. Look for the positive. Look for the benefit to be gained or the lesson to be learned in every bad situation. So that's it for today's Therapy Tuesdays. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to message me. And thank you again for your attention and all your support. So do have a good day. And remember, each one teach one. Let us be the change that we want to see in this world. Do take care.